The crowd's chatter died instantly. The air around us became so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Everyone's gaze shifted from me to Raymond, who was staring at the piece of paper in my hand with an expression of pure horror. WH what? Raymond stammered, his face draining of all color. He reached out to snatch the paper, but I pulled it back, holding it up high so the people standing closest could see the bold letters reading probability of paternity, 99.99%. You heard me, I said, my voice steady and cold echoing in the sudden silence. I took the baby, yes, but I didn't hide him to keep him. When I saw him in the bushes yesterday morning, I noticed a very distinctive birthmark on his left shoulder. The exact same birthmark you have on yours, Raymond. So, instead of bringing him home to surprise you, I took him straight to a private clinic for a DNA test using a hair sample I took from your comb yesterday. The results were expedited. I turned to the middle-aged woman, who was now trembling uncontrollably, her fake outrage completely evaporating. And as for you, I said, stepping closer to her, I also had my private investigator run a background check on you based on the security footage from the street camera where you dropped the baby off. You aren't his mother. You are a hired nanny. The real mother is a 24-year-old college student named Chloe Adams, who has been living in a luxury condo paid for by my husband for the past 2 years. The crowd erupted into shocked gasps and frantic whispers. He cheated on her? With a college student? And he had a baby? Oh my god, he got a vasectomy so his wife couldn't have kids, but he had an illegitimate child all along. Raymond's legs seemed to give out. He stumbled backward, his carefully constructed facade of the perfect, caring husband crumbling into dust. Scarlett, honey, please. Let me explain, he begged, holding his hands up defensively. It's a mistake. The test is wrong. They must have mixed up the samples. Save it, Raymond, I snapped, feeling a wave of disgust wash over me. I heard everything, not from your mouth, but from his. I didn't elaborate on the baby's telepathic thoughts. It sounded crazy, even to me, but it was the undeniable truth that had saved me from falling into their trap. Where is he? Raymond demanded, his panic shifting to anger as he realized the game was up. Where did you take my son? Your son? I mocked, crossing my arms. I thought you didn't know whose baby it was. I thought you were just a concerned citizen worried about a poor abandoned child. The crowd began to turn on Raymond. The same people who had been ready to call the police on me minutes ago were now glaring at him with utter contempt. You disgusting piece of trash. One of my neighbors, an older woman named Mrs. Higgins, spat at him. Trying to trick your own wife into raising your bastard child? You're sick. Where is he, Scarlett? Raymond yelled, taking a threatening step toward me. Before he could get any closer, 2 large security guards, the ones my family employed for our private estate, stepped out from behind the crowd and blocked his path. I didn't hide him, Raymond, I said calmly, looking down at my perfectly manicured nails. As you all pointed out earlier, abandoning a baby is a crime. And since this woman, I pointed at the trembling nanny, claimed she abandoned him because she couldn't afford to raise him, I did the only responsible thing a good citizen would do. I looked back up, meeting Raymond's furious eyes. I called Child Protective Services. I handed the baby over to the state as an abandoned ward. Raymond let out a strangled cry. You did what? You gave my son to the government? He was abandoned on the street, I reminded him, my voice dripping with faux innocence. I couldn't just leave him there, but I also couldn't bring an undocumented child into my home.